Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pizzapia. With me, of course, is the Welsh, and it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's where you can watch us live every noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. And, of course, you can watch us on demand on our YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB. Subscribe today because you might win yourself a Jose Ramirez jersey from Pristine Auction. That's right. Boom. Look at that bad boy. Only a few days, 10 days left to win this. How do you do it? Subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below, and ring the bell till it goes ding so you don't miss a piece of content on the channel. And we can let you know if you're the big winner of the Jose Ramirez jersey. Welsh, good to see you, my friend, as always. We had a loss in the entertainment world yesterday. I know you're a little younger than me, but George Wendt from Cheers passed away yesterday. The beloved Norm. I don't know if you ever watched Cheers in syndication or if you ever a Cheers guy, but it was the yesteryear of when sitcoms dominated. I remember as a little kid, I was allowed to stay up, and usually Cheers was on. I remember on Thursday nights, and I didn't really get any of the jokes, but I just wanted to stay up late to watch it.
Yeah, Cheers. I definitely saw like episodes of Cheers. It wasn't my thing. There were some of those shows that, like, I have a visceral just hate for when I hear the MASH theme. I hated it as a kid. I hated MASH, everything about it, but I just didn't understand it.
That's why.
Yeah, maybe. But I hated just the, like I hate
it. All right, Welsh, go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I just also just
Does your mom call you Welsh? That's weird.
Yeah, she does. She goes, Christopher Welsh. I didn't like that show, but it was in the same vein. And not that I hated Cheers, but it was just, I didn't understand. I didn't get it. It wasn't my thing. It wasn't one of the shows. I was actually, ironically, more of a like Nick at Night old show. So when people were watching Cheers and MASH, I'd be watching like I Love Lucy and, Dick Van Dyke.
I Love Lucy too. I grew up on that. My mom was a big Lucille Ball fan, but also, George Wendt was the super fan, right? The Bears. I mean,
yeah, the Bears
sketch.
Bears.
A loss in the comedy world for sure, and some wins and losses yesterday in the baseball. We're going to get to the injuries. We're going to get to the rookies and more. Let's start with a Birdsong, Hayden Birdsong. And you could tell everybody he's Hayden Birdsong. He's a pretty good pitcher. Now that it's done, he gave up 1 run, 0 earned, 4 strikeouts, 5 innings. Any takeaways from Hayden Birdsong yesterday?
Yes, the Birdsong was a singing. Slider was really good. Got 12 whiffs, 33% whiff rate. He ended up having a 34% CSW, which is really solid. It just all came back together. He threw strikes. He was throwing pitches in the zone. I don't know if there was like monstrous whiff stuff in general, but he was touching, he hit 98. He was sitting 96, which looked really good. It looks like there's going to be some more strikeout ability in there. The pitch mix it was awesome. It was good because we had talked a lot about like how, if Hayden Birdsong is in the rotation, he's one of the, and they had thrown him into being a reliever. If he's in there, he's going to be a guy we're going to want to pick up and probably start streaming. 5 hits, 1 run. It was an unearned run, 4 strikeouts, no walks, only 5 hard hit balls against him. I think a very, very good showing in an outing as somebody that borders that like streamy hold on, maybe probably a hold on to right now. Let's see if he can get through a couple more starts, but very, very good outing.
Yeah, a lot of questions flying in today too, and some comments too. I see Thrasher. Logan Henderson went from streamer to part of my rotation. You're welcome, Thrasher. I feel like we were the ones here that were really on the Logan Henderson train. At least I was. You're still Mizorowski, which, by the way, there's a question here about Mizorowski. I want to find it here because do you believe, this is from Joey, do you buy Mizorowski's improved control Super 2, keep him down? Is that the only reason at this point? He's hitting over 100 miles an hour on the radar gun. I think we're going to see him in mid-June. I think the Milwaukee rotation at the end of June is going to look very different than the end of May. That's my take.
Yeah, I mean, I was Logan up until just recently simply because I thought Mizorowski was going to be destined for the bullpen because of like who he was. So Logan Henderson was the guy that was going to get the opportunity and always really good command. But Mizorowski has, I think I talked about it on the prospecting episode from a week ago, that he's also changed his pitch mix. He's moved his velo down about 1 mile per hour. He's throwing, I think it's more sliders that he's throwing right now with the fastball. And we've seen huge command uptick. And I think that's for real. Like, they obviously made these adjustments so he could attempt to throw more strikes and less walks, less balls, and he is doing that. So I think this is huge. Dude threw like 103 at the end of at the end of one of his last starts. So like I think he's going to come up, and I agree with what you're saying. Do they feel 100% comfortable yet? Clearly they don't. That's why guys like Carlos Rodriguez are going to come up, because they're going to have to make like a concerted move, because I think when Mizorowski comes up, he's up for good. And I agree with you. I think the start of the year rotation, it's going to look funny different in about 3 weeks, where like Woodruff back, and I think Mizorowski does in that rotation. I still think it could be like 3 weeks to a month, but I think he'll be there because clearly Tobias Myers is not there anymore. Like he was, he's out of that thing, so we can let that go. Quintana's hurt. Chad Patrick, it's Peralta and Woodruff who have a lock right now, and then I think the rest is open for the taking, and that's why I think Logan Henderson is locked to the rotation. So, hat tip to everybody that picked him up, but I also think Mizorowski can take that here soon.
7 strikeouts, 5 innings for Logan Henderson. He went over his K-prop. Dylan Cease went over his K-prop. Stupid Spencer Strider did not. I'm so mad. I almost had the 3 for there. What are you going to do? Bryce Harper and the Phillies had a good night. 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 2 ribbies for him. Kyle Schwarber hit another home run. Jesus Luzardo, 10 strikeouts. Of course, it's the Rockies, but whatever. Good night for the Phillies. Good night for Aaron Judge. Also, he had his 16th home run. That leads the American League. Yankees won 5-2 over the Rangers tonight. You get Jacob deGrom pitching in New York for the first time in a long time. That should be fun. I want to talk about Abner Uribe. He picked up his first save yesterday. He struck out the side against the Orioles. He has a 1.19 ERA, a 1.15 FIP, 32 strikeouts, just 10 walks in 22 innings. I mean, Uribe's been dominant. And I know McGill is the closer there, but in your deeper leagues where holds and, the counting stats that come along with Uribe, do you think he's worth having in a 15-team league right now on your roster?
I think it's good speculation. Save and holds makes a lot of sense. He's got an almost 35% K percentage. What's probably keeping him down a little bit is the walk rate. It's over 10%. If you're going to be closing games, you got to lower that gap here. But I mean, guys are not barreling against him. They're not hitting the ball hard when they are. It's a career low. It's just the walks. The walks are better than they have been in the past. But as soon as he starts to show, I think, some consistency in that area, it's going to be a lights out change, because it's an over 50% whiff rate slider. I mean, it is one of the better relief sliders out there right now. He's just got to be consistent as he throws a 4-seam sinker and doing that. But yeah, I think he's a good speculative save guy.
Yeah, Thrasher pointing out too, Coors is no longer the scary place. Remember, he's like, I can't go throw a starting pitcher out in Coors Field. Not anymore. So let them go out there, because at least they're going to come over with strikeouts for that abysmal lineup. They're just so bad. Oh, so bad. It's time for everyone's favorite segment in the show, Joe Stradamus, because the Nationals are calling up Robert Hassel III. 288, 337, 405/4 homers, 9 steals. This is, got exasperated timeline-wise because Dylan Cruz has an injury. He's going to get an MRI on the lower back. So that's not good for Dylan Cruz, but maybe a little break regardless isn't the worst thing for Dylan Cruz. Maybe a little rehab start, a couple weeks off, maybe take a cruise, a Dylan Cruz, little cruise, maybe
with a no cruise,
something like that. Yes. Remember, a booze cruise for all the guys named Cruz. That would be fun.
How many different cruises could we get in baseball? We have CRUZ.
We have
Cruz, CREWS. Do we have a Tom, like a Tom in baseball? We don't have like a Tom Cruise in baseball.
No. Nobody's
trying to get all my cruises.
Can you believe he's in his 60s in that Mission Impossible movie that's coming out this weekend?
He looks it. He's looking the part. Like, he does the stuff. The guy said he's going to do it till he's 100. I completely believe it. I think Tom Cruise is going to die on a movie. Like, that's how it's going to happen.
All right, let's get to the rookie lookie. Nick Kurtz, 2 for 4 with a 2-run dinger. I saw the homer. I don't know if you saw it, Welsh. It was Oppo, which I like. That's a really good sign. Driving the ball the opposite field is a good sign for Nick Kurtz. So
how about Welsh Stradamus? Stop worrying and bitching about Nick Kurtz not being
said,
good.
Though, in all fairness, you said,
he's in 222,
don't worry, he's hitting 270, and then we hit in 220 a week later. I think that's when I started to get a little antsy. But yeah, Gunnar Hoglund, 5 runs, 5 strikeouts. It wasn't great for him, but he was scoreless for the first 3 innings. Then a hoppy and a home run, and they left some guys on, and the inherited base runner scored. So I don't want to kill Gunnar Hoglund in this start too bad, because I know he's been one of my guys too. I think it was just a rough night at the office for him, Unfortunately, against the Angels, not the greatest team, a team that doesn't have Mike Trout right now. But I'm not jumping ship or dropping him. So just hold tight. Bad starts are going to happen. He's a kid. It's a tough ballpark. Balls are going to fly out of that place.
Hey, show us your
Plus,
Hoglin.
I don't know if I could do that on Twitch.
Wasn't that the guy's name? Wasn't that the guy's name yesterday?
What,
you read it off?
The guy with the Ryan Weathers. Follow Welsh on Twitter if you haven't, because he tweeted something hilarious.
Oh, that. Yeah.
During the Marlins game, a Ryan Weathers moment that
I was like sitting here. I had one of those moments. I had MLB TV on. And I'm not going to say what he said, but I'm just sitting here doing some work.
You can't.
I can't. And I'm doing some work. And then and I had it, now headphones blaring. And the announcer said something, which was a little bit of a slip of the tongue. And I went, huh? What did he say? And then I had to rewind it. And I was like, he just said that. And it was live. So I was like, oh, I can be one of the first on Twitter that's going to post this because everybody else will out there. But yeah, go check it out.
Pretty much. Ronnie Mauricio is back. He's playing for AAA. So he was activated and then sent down. So he was 3 for 5 with a solo homer Tuesday. Do you think at some point you're going to see Mauricio because he could play a little third, he could play second, he can play the outfield? I'm curious to see where they play him at AAA because Vientos has struggled this year a little bit. Second base has kind of been wide open. They've had some injuries in the outfield. Do you think Mauricio could be an option for the Mets at some point?
So I think he was playing. I had a friend who was out where he was rehabbing. I think he was playing third base. Him and Jet Williams were there. So I think that's where they're going to go. I do think there's a possibility you're going to see Mauricio. I just don't think it's going to be with the Mets. I think he's the perfect prime trade chip. Get him out, move him for some starting pitcher. You've already got Luis Angel Acuna, you've got Vientos, you've got Beatty, you've got Jet Williams that's coming up soon. I just don't think like the path makes a ton of sense. So I think if there's a right buyer out there, Mauricio is probably a pretty decent trade chip. I mean, it's not going to be a lot. We didn't get you moved past it, but incredible, by the way, that every single piece of the Juan Soto trade is going to be is active on the Nationals roster. And if we get a start in the next couple of days of Mackenzie Gore, every single piece will be playing. James Wood, Mackenzie Gore, CJ Abrams, and Robert Hassel. They were all traded for James Wood. Looks like one of, or not, they're all traded for Juan Soto. Looks like one of the most lopsided trades of all time, especially for the production that you're getting out of. I don't think there'll be that type of regret with a Ronnie Mauricio, but you can pair Ronnie Mauricio with maybe another piece or two, and you could probably get a pretty big haul out there. So I think we do see Mauricio this year. I just don't know if it's with the Mets anymore.
Well, I don't know what the Mets are going to be looking for too. And it's so funny, the hyperbole of the hot take New York sports radio that's going on, that I see clips in my reels of the fake outrage about Juan Soto. It's so dumb. It's freaking May. He's going through a little slump. He's got the classic, I signed a big
He's got a hustle, Joe.
Place. Oh, no, he does. He's fine. He's fine. Okay.
Why doesn't he hustle?
He's one of the best hitters of this generation, if not the best hitter of this generation. He's fine. It's fine. He'll hustle when it matters. When you're, look, do I want him to hustle out the ground balls when they're possible? Yes. Do I want him? Am I going to freak out in May because he's cold a little bit after an emotional Yankee series? No. In fact,
looks like you're freaking out a little bit.
Does it?
Looks like you're a little worried.
I'm not worried in the slightest. In fact, I'd like to acquire him everywhere. I'd be sending out trades all over the place for Juan Soto right now if people are worrying about the investment they made.
I'm literally gaslighting. I'm trying to I was just trying to gaslight you. So.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Roman Anthony launched his 6th homer in AAA yesterday. Also, you got to help me with this one, Welsh. I know they call him Password. Is it Johnston Nixon Garcia? Justin Nixon?
This is my nemesis. I think is Nixon Garcia, but we just call him the Password.
Okay, I like it if his name was Yas Nixon instead, like Yas Queen. I'd rather that. I think that would be more fun.
Yas Queen.
Yas Nixon Garcia. In fact, that's what he's going to be on the show. 3-run homer for him.
Yas Queen.
He just got promoted to AAA recently. Also down at AAA, I'm throwing this out there for the deeper league homies out there watching the show today. Alan Roden, who broke camp with the Blue Jays, struggled at the major league level, got sent down, but he's been raking since he got sent down. 2 for 3 with a solo homer, 2 walks yesterday. Check out this slash, Welsh. 386, 460, 682, 3 homers in 10 games since he got demoted. I don't think he's going to be down there too much longer. The question is, where does he play when he comes back up? That's the tricky part right now, but Roden is crushing it right now.
Yeah, Roden was like an early season potential. I think he got some early run in the season. So yeah, for sure.
I had him on the team and I had to cut him because he just wasn't getting it done, unfortunately. But
yeah, I think he's definitely a guy to monitor. Lee's killing me. Asking Welsh how to pronounce a player's name. I could watch that for the entire show. I am quite a bit better than anybody else on getting minor league pronunciation.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
everybody on the planet was doing the Kellenick thing, and I had to correct everybody. But to your point, Lee, you're not wrong about that. That is just a jumbling of letters. I actually had, there's a, I'm forgetting his name, but there's a Royals prospect the other day when I was out there. He's got kind of a similar-ish name, and it was like Yonaker. And I was like, is that how you say it? And he was like, yes, that's exactly how you say it. And I was like, so proud of myself. But this is just a bunch of letters that don't feel like they fix. And I mean, I gotta be honest with you, you put an X in somewhere, Welsh ain't gonna give it to you.
In all fairness, that was pretty good.
No,
it's spelled Jhosty. Then it's an Nxon.
Looks like a Hosty Nixon. Jhosty Nixon. It looks like Callie spelt this with the J in the front.
Oh, it's completely Callie spelled. Jhosty Nixon Garcia. I think that's it. That makes sense to me. Justy Nixon? Joste Nixon. Oh. Anyway, let's get to some more of the questions we've got out here. Here's a question from Joey. Morning, fellas. Been stashing Bazan in a 4-year keeper league with hopes of 2025 call-up. Should I bail with the IL use net? Yes. He hasn't been great, and on top of that, I'm fine with that. He's
beyond anything else, he's out for 8 to 10 weeks, so he's out for quite some time. He's gonna actually be out here in Arizona rehabbing. That lines him up to maybe come back in August. I'll tell you right now, prime AFL candidate. Like, this is the type of guy that's coming to the Arizona Fall League because he's gonna miss. If he misses through August, you're going to have to put him back at AA. You're not going to quick time. Because sometimes there's a weird thing that happens in like August, September, where you'll get guys that go to levels that don't make sense just for playing time. So you'll have a guy that's a clear high A guy that goes to AA just to get some extra games. He's going to miss a significant amount of time. Was also kind of struggling. He will be in the AFL this year. I can almost guarantee it.
He's in the AFL.
Yeah, so you can cut bait in any type of redraft leagues.
Finner is up next year. Would you drop Canning for Birdsong? I would not.
Canning is so tough for me. I want to look at his numbers real quick because he has been so good.
Still weeks away. We have updates on him and Montas later in the show, but he's still weeks away, nowhere close.
Yeah, and you just look at like Canning, 2.47 ERA. Even if he regresses down, the regression, a 3.75 expected ERA is pretty dang good. Strikeouts are up from last year. Walks are kind of stable-ish. Like, this just looks like a lower, even at worst, like a lower tier like fantasy pitcher. So Birdsong maybe has a little bit more strikeout upside, but I think Griffin Canning is way safer. He's also performing at this level. So yeah, I think I would go Canning. But my boy Jack Boyce asking, Canning has Dodgers next. I don't think I would want to start him against the Dodgers.
That's fair, but I don't think I want to drop him for Birdsong either.
No.
Wad has a question. This is a good one. Bohm, Shaw, or Baez rest of season? I'm going to put my money on Matt Shaw. I'm putting my money on the kid. I've seen enough Alec Bohm in my life, and I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Javier Baez, I don't trust. Matt Shaw does not have a baseline for me, and I think that's what makes him most intriguing because I don't like the baseline of the other two guys.
Yeah. Matt Shaw. Sorry, that's how you said. I'm stupid.
Favorite
today.
bassist.
Very stupid. I'm. You know what?
Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I don't know what anybody played outside, and I was a music guy. I used to work in recording studios, and one of my big fame thing was hanging out with Slash, but I don't know what anybody plays. It's really bad. I would go with Shaw there. So you asked me that, like, what is what's the Morello?
You
Tom Morello
producing for Diddy and stuff. Oh, you mean Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah, Rage. Yeah, but he's a guitarist, right? Not a bassist.
He's a lead guitarist.
Yeah, see, I'm not good at that stuff.
That's okay. That's why I'm here. So you worked with Rage Against the Machine? Is that what happened here?
No, I hung out with Slash. I used to work at a recording studio in LA, and I worked with an engineer who worked and showed us all the tricks of how Rage did recording. That does some cool stuff out there. I hung out with Slash. I got Slash Whataburger, or not Whataburger, In-N-Out. That was how important I was at the studio.
It was very funny though. You're like, I used to do some cool stuff in my day. Clank. It was very like I'm telling stories to my kids.
I got some stories, but once I'm done with those stories, I got nothing else.
You got
good.
nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing interesting at all.
Nope.
Lieutenant Don B just subbed with Prime. Thanks, Lieutenant. Remember, if you
Lieutenant
sub
Don.
with Prime, you get access to the home run channel, and you also get rid of those annoying commercials when you're watching live on Twitch. So do that. I want to talk about Churio too. He's in the notes. What do you do with Churio? Jerry, we're going to get the Churio in this next section. We like to call 3 up and 3 down. Yamamoto, 7 shutout innings. He was flirting with a no-no for a little while there. 9 strikeouts. Thank God for him. Got no decision against the Diamondbacks, but eventually they did get the win. Seiya Suzuki had a big night. So did the Cubs offense. We were right to be on that one yesterday. Seiya Suzuki, 3 for 5 with a homer, a double, 4 ribbies for him and a walk. They beat the Marlins 14-1. Oh, the Marlins stink. And Will Warren, who I was just saying nice things about just yesterday, another great performance, 10 strikeouts, a career high in just 5 2/3 innings against the Rangers. The down, Spencer Strider, boo, 4 runs, 4 1/3. Fun stat though, Welsh. I don't know if you know this. 6 career games against the Nats, a 5.28 ERA. Why do the Nationals, of all teams, own Spencer Strider? Can you explain that to me?
No, that is my favorite thing on the planet. I love obscure things where like a singular player either dominates or struggles against. You know how, what was it? Isn't Aaron Judge against like the Blue Jays? Like he has like an entire like
Aaron Judge against the Orioles.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like Hall of Fame career if he just played the Orioles. But I think I love even more players that get just dominated by a specific team for no really apparent reason.
Well, it's like Joe McEwing, who used to own Randy Johnson. Like Joe McEwing's lifetime batting average against Randy Johnson was like 500. And it wasn't a small sample size. It was like an enormous sample size. And he was like, I can't get Joe McEwing out.
I love those.
Crazy. But Spencer Strider is dominant. And the Nats in Strider's, run, which is relatively new, they haven't been a very good team. They haven't been a very good lineup. Why?
Well, okay, but I think this might have been more also about, because I'm pulling this up, this might have been just more about like where Strider was at, because it's pointed out in the chat, Strider's velo was down. So let me pull this up here. I mean, they make a lot of contact. They're not like a big strikeout team. I think that's what helps. I mean, he's going off of whiffs. Strider year over year, and I'm looking at it, his velo really wasn't crazy down. It was like a little bit less than half a mile per hour. So there's nothing nuts, but it looks like his max wasn't hitting. I mean, his max was 97. We know Strider can pump it up
to in 3 weeks, and he didn't do a rehab assignment. So why is that shocking to anyone?
Well, and I think there's fastball right there. Like he's not hitting those max velos. He only had an 18% whiff rate on the fastball. The rest of the pitches looked okay, but you can't, when you're a fastball slider guy, you can't set up the slider if you're not just banging the fastball 98, 99 pass. So it's like, on average, he was there, but he wasn't touching on the high stuff. So I don't know, something to watch. But yeah, it's a high contact team. It's just, I don't know. He's just owned. I
feel like if you ever worked in the adult film industry, that would be your name, Max Velo.
Max Velo,
adult film name for you. Yeah,
great. There's another segment. Are we gonna do it 30,000 subs?
You had to dress up like Max Velo that day.
Hello, ladies.
Oh, Jackson Churio, 21 years old, hitting just a $171, 12 for his last 70, 1 homer, 6 steals. It's not been good. The month of May has not been kind to Jackson Churio. And on top of it, I don't know if you saw last night in that game, he hit the wall hard going for a catch. There's that weird part of the wall where it kind of jets out, and he just went like headlong into it. He stayed in the game, but it did not look good. I was a little worried about him for a second there. He hit that wall hard, and he's it's a metaphoric and a literal wall that he's hit in the month of May. So what do you do with Churio?
Yeah, I'm looking here too. It's a really weird thing. So like, and he's on striking out a bunch more. He hasn't been walking all year. That was very like early last season, like what Corbin Carroll was doing too. Barreling's about the same. The one thing that immediately stands out is you see that on average, he's hitting the ball 3 miles an hour less than usual. And what is happening though, is that's coming from mainly anything breaking, not fastballs. And then because here's another weird thing. He's got 85% contact. Yeah. Thank you, Jag. 85%.
So good right now.
Yeah, he's got it. 85% zone contact rate is 3% higher than last year. So he's making more contact, but he's hitting it less hard by about 3 miles per hour. So where is that coming from? It's coming from sliders and secondary pitches. He's hitting only 235 against sliders. Last year, he hit 319. Boom. That's right there. Velos are way low against anything non-fastball as well. So run values are down, and that has created him being an absolutely horrendous fastball hitter. He had it was a positive four-seam fastball run value last year. It's -4. So he's hitting sliders with poor contact, and he's not hitting fastballs at the same rate, only 214. I think it's all changeable. I think it's all fixable. Zone contact rates are higher. He just needs to, start getting a little bit better quality of contact. And they have this new metric on Savant, which is attack point, which I want to take a look at. And it's really interesting.
Could possibly add another statistic.
But it's actually really good if you start correlating it to a few other pieces. And it's about at the point of where the bat from a degree angle is getting to the ball. And there's some science in it of like what is elite. And I would love to see year over year data. So all of this to say, like, I think there's some clear cut issues. I think he's a buy right now. Like, I'm going to buy in on it for a guy that is not striking out more, making more contact in the zone. It's just got to be a little bit better quality. And I think we've seen that before. So sorry, yeah, I rambled on while you were giggling.
I was giggling only because you said Max Velo, and now I know every time you say that, that's what I'm going to think
So
about.
I'm Max Velo and you're XXX plug?
I don't think I don't want to go that far. But
the bald
Max
head
Velo
looks like an
thing
X plug. So.
Oh, does it now? Oh, does it now? I like Jackson Chourio, the player. I think that whenever you have a player of that age, you're usually going to have these peaks and valleys. Last year, the beginning of the year was rough for Chourio. His second half was really solid. I think everybody just was going to look forward and just say, okay, we're just going to, we're second half. That's all that matters. And it's not, there's more adjustments. The league's going to keep making adjustments to you, and you got to keep adjusting back. I wish he had a little bit more help. I think one of the things is, having Willy Adames be as good as he was last year and Contreras in that lineup last year, it really helped Chourio. Hoskins has been okay. Contreras has picked things up, but I think Willy Adames being out of that lineup is not quite the same. And I think he got to protect the kids, protect the children.
And it's just, the secondary stuff. Like, this is not an uncommon thing.
That's the thing is, you want him to see more strikes, right? You want him to see more fastballs. That's what you want him to see, because that's going to put him in a better spot to succeed. And the only way you do that is with better lineup protection. And that's just basic stuff. And I think the lineup protection is mid right now for him. It's mid. Tanner Scott was the last down. 3 runs, 2 earned, a blown save against the Diamondbacks. That's third blown save. Are we starting to get worried about Tanner Scott at all?
I guess because they have options. For a minute there, I thought you were going to say the Diamondbacks, because I was like, the Diamondbacks.
So I don't know how many options they have. Well, that's a different story.
Yeah,
Diamondbacks bullpen is different.
I immediately was about to start, going on a tangent about Shelby Miller and Torey Lovello, but I don't know. They got Kirby Yates out there. They've got some options in the bullpen that they could go to, but I think Tanner Scott's still the guy. They still pulled out the win. That's one of those things that like negates those blown saves for a lot of these teams where they're like, we got out of it. And it's not like you're going to start losing your gig. So I think Tanner Scott's okay for right now.
I think Michael nailed it. It's Max Velo and Bruno.
Oh, yeah. That's Bruno Pizzapia, the XXX plug.
All right. If you're looking for the X Factor in your league, how's that for a transition? Use My Playbook. Help dominate all of your leagues with My Playbook, the most powerful suite of tools you'll ever find. Make better decisions, manage your lineups, and win. Import your team and get custom fantasy baseball news, rankings, and analysis. Sync your league for free today at fantasypros.com/MLB My Playbook. What are you waiting for? Download the Fantasy Baseball My Playbook app today. Let's get to the injuries. Just yesterday, we recorded saying nice things about Ronald Blanco and his expected ERA being a run lower, and he kind of snuck up on me, and now he is hurt. Elbow soreness, back to Houston. Boo. Terrible news for Houston in that rotation. Excuse me, they've had so many injuries, just crazy. Jacob Wilson was removed Tuesday. He has a forearm contusion. Yuri Perez, is going to make his next minor league rehab start at AAA. Welshie, I love this news. We're moving up to AAA already.
Yeah, and what's weird is the narrative keeps being like, Yuri Perez will be back in June, and you're like, well, he should be back soon. That's like 9 days. That's like a week and a half away. So I think he is minimum 2 starts in AAA, maybe 3, but just another reiteration. If Yuri Perez is sitting out there, go and pick him up right now, because he is going to be up.
40% of leagues right now in CBS.
He's what?
40% of leagues he's available in CBS.
I go pick him up. He's going to be back in about 2 weeks. It's the prime time. And worst case scenario, let him get a couple good starts in, and you can move him. If you're not like, hey, I don't want to be invested in like a Marlins pitcher and stuff, move on from him. But go pick up Yuri Perez. It's like having a Bubba Chandler who will never come up.
Never.
Ever.
it's almost anticlimactic when he does come up. It's gonna be like, oh great, yeah, Bubba Chandler, awesome.
I think there's a TBD for Thursday, but I don't
Doesn't
know if they
matter.
already made a move.
You're not getting him
Yeah.
until June. I
I don't
told
even
you
care.
yesterday.
I don't even care about him
anymore.
anymore.
Talk about passive aggressive. Tyler Glass now threw a bullpen
Whatever.
session, and Ohtani remains without a date to begin facing hitters. So he's still just doing side stuff. So hot take. Maybe Ohtani doesn't pitch at all this year in a game. Maybe he just continues to.
Do you count the
it.
playoffs as he doesn't pitch at all?
Yeah, I'm saying all year. I'm saying
I disagree.
I think they give him a clean start to ramp up, and he continues all this throwing and all this stuff, and then next year he's in the rotation. I think from the jump, I think that's how you do it.
If you give me the playoffs, I'll take that bet because I think he pitches in the playoffs.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Jazz Chisholm is going to resume hitting off a high velocity pitching machine, not a low velocity one, a high velocity one.
Good
why they had
him.
to specify that, I don't know. Like why? Mike Trout said he won't require a minor league rehab assignment before being activated. I think that's a terrible idea, Welsh. What do you think?
I mean, I'd like him to come out here and
played in
hang out
weeks.
so we could become best friends and he can join the best friends
Right.
board. But
That's right.
I guess I see what you're saying. He's been with the big league ball club this whole time, seasoned veteran. Maybe you should take like 2 games, but I think there's also a tiny bit like we cry and complain about like, don't waste the bullets down. You get these guys. Brandon Woodruff has been down, it seems like, for 3 years, and it's like, stop it. In the same token, we don't want them to waste anything in the minor leagues. They might also feel a little bit of that, like, hey, there's only so many games we have on Mike Trout for this season. Don't waste any of it in the minor leagues. Let him readjust at the majors. So I guess I kind of get it. I'm a little bit indifferent about my feelings on it because I could see them doing 2 or 3, but also, one wrong tweak of the back and it's done. Don't do it at the minor league level because you'll even get criticized to a whole nother degree.
Also, you had Sean Manaea was going to throw an up and down bullpen session. So you get up, you throw, you sit down, you get up, you throw. Frankie Montas is going to face hitters on Wednesday in a live BP session in High A. And Max Scherzer, remember him? Remember Max Scherzer? He threw a whole 33 pitches on Tuesday, which brings us to today's Microsoft Chasing Challenger segment. Just like the athletes who push boundaries and redefine what's possible, business decision makers today are turning challenges into opportunities, and Microsoft meets you where you are with tools and guidance to help you make an impact with safe, secure AI solutions. So whatever challenges you're facing, Microsoft empowers you with the expertise to say, bring it on. And today we're going to bring on Max Scherzer because I want to talk about how this guy's been stealing money for the last couple of years and basically riding into the sunset in his Hall of Fame career, just swindling teams. He's been stealing money from the Mets and still the Nationals, who were still paying him the last couple of years, and the Texas Rangers. In 2023, he stole about $50 million combined from those two teams. Last year, $12 million from Texas, $30 million from the Mets, and another $15 still from the Nationals. So pretty penny for him. And this year in 2025, so far, he's stolen $15 million. And how many pitches has he thrown at the major league level? Not enough. How's that for the answer? So we'll see when Max Scherzer rolls around, but why don't you just call it a career? How has this guy continued to just pull the wool over the eyes of organizations that he's got anything left in this body? Because he doesn't. He's a great pitcher. He's one of the best competitors ever, but he's done. Stop wasting $15 million every year on Max Scherzer. And that, my friends, is today's Chasing Challenges segment. So hopefully you'll avoid the challenges of rostering Max Scherzer. Remember, Microsoft's AI solutions empower you to take bold steps and new ideas to help drive your business forward with Microsoft. As your trusted partner, you can navigate your journey with confidence, finding innovative solutions and reaching new possibilities. Visit Microsoft.com/challengers to learn more. Well, over under 5.5 starts for Max Scherzer this year.
I will say over. No, yes, over. Over, but he will also be starring in Mamma Mia 2, so they can do the money, money, money. Ain't it funny?
Mamma Mia.
It's a pitcher's world. Yeah, that was Mamma Mia. I just watched it.
I've never seen it. I believe.
Oh, that was I just watched it on Mother's Day. Oh yeah,
my oldest daughter just watched it on the plane ride back from Arizona. Actually, ironically, from hanging out with you. And,
it's a pitcher's world.
See, you got Max Velo, you got Mamma Mia today. What more do you need from a program?
Cheers.
I don't know. Cheers, references, all kinds of stuff. All right. You know what? I thought of something you could use. It's the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Let's start the best bets off today with a banger. Let's start with San Francisco, the run line -1.5. Let's go +112 on that with Mr. Webb on the mound. That's right. Webb has been terrific, and Logan Webb getting the strikeouts, getting everything you need. He's at home. He's been fantastic. He's been dominant. And the Kansas City offense has been rough all year, one of the lowest OPSs as a team. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to think the Giants win this one comfortably. You had Walker working a clean ninth the other day too. So all things are starting to fall in line basically for the Giants. So give me the San Francisco Giants tonight -1.5 on that run line +112 with Logan Webb on the mound. Hunter Brown, 8+ strikeouts, alternate line at +140. I don't like the 7 that they gave me, so I'm going to move it to 8 and take the plus money instead. He's been known to throw some 9 burgers up there, and they need a Hunter Brown start in the worst way, especially the Ronel Blanco news of his injury. So thank God for Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez. Otherwise, the Astros would have no pitching. I guess Spencer Arrighetti is going to come back in a couple months, but we'll see. And then I'm intrigued. This is the first investment all year I'm willing to make on Jacob deGrom. The total is 6.5 on the strikeouts. He's in New York. I know it's against the Yankees, not the Mets, but still. Over 6.5, -122 on the strikeouts. I like this one, Welch. I think the juices are flowing. I think there's a lot of strikeouts in that Yankee lineup. DeGrom coming off his best start, I think, of the year. So give me Jacob deGrom against the Yankees. Welsh, what do you have for the people today?
I'm with you. A little bit better odds I found. Jacob deGrom, 6.5 strikeouts over against the Yankees. I'm backing 2 pitchers going against 2 powerhouse teams, but these are also 2 guys that have really found rhythm over the last, with Corbin Burns, it's a couple starts. Jacob deGrom, it looks like it's been over 4 or 5, but deGrom over 6.5. Burns is down at 5.5. It's a little dicey because his last start, he struck out 10. Awesome. Facing the Dodgers, where he had a great start, he struck out only 5. Dodgers are about mid-pack of all teams in strikeouts, but this is one of those that over the last 2 starts, Burns seems to have regained. He regained some of that velocity, of that success. 5.5 is a perfect number, but they're giving you such big odds. That's why I want to play. It's +140. So 140 on it. I'm really willing to take that risk. So 5.5 strikeouts over +140. The other one, we have a little J situation. If you could find Atlanta on the first 5 money line at plus, that'd be awesome. But most places, the money line through the first 5 innings is around -140, 150. So this is supposed to be Atlanta run line through the first 5, which means they're up by 1 run. That's plus money or even money, essentially. So I am betting Atlanta will be up by 1 run through the first 5 innings at +100. But hey, if you can find the money line, do it, baby. Those are my bets.
All right, everybody, make sure you're betting responsibly. And don't forget to go to fantasypros.com/leading off so you can go to FanDuel. New customers can place their first bet of $5. If you win, you get $250 in bonus bets. That's right, only on FanDuel at fantasypros.com/leading off. And while you're at it, download the Betting Pros free trial today. The BP app, the best suite of tools you're ever going to find for betting. And you'll get the premium tools for free for 7 days when you download the app and use the promo code leading off. That means the prop bet cheat sheet for baseball, the betting systems, the same game parlay builder, Sharp AI, and so much more. If you want Max Velo added to your betting experience, well, then it's time to get the BP app. Let's look at the home run board, see what's changed. They couldn't get a home run, and Bryce Harper hit everything yesterday except a home run. Wonky's at 18. Look at Marty at 21. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, it's good. The Welsh is at 15. Marty's at the top of this board. The Sosa jersey from Pristine Auction on the line. And, of course, you can go to our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. Welsh, where are you going for your home run call today?
I'm barely hanging on that board. I also like that we traded in the V for an A for somebody this week. So someone has a 15A, which maybe is a little bit better than the other 15s. But I'm barely hanging on the board. I haven't gotten a freaking homer, I feel like, in 10 days. I don't know how long it's been. So I got to get up there. And I'm going to go with my boy. It's happening here very soon. Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar Henderson has also been just trying to get going. He's got 1 homer, I think, in his last 5 or 6 games. But he is the number 1 on plus money for this game. And he's got some huge splits. It's righty versus lefties, man. He's hitting 170 against lefties, but over 300 against righties. So I'm going to go with Gunnar Henderson today as my home run call. Plus 350 on FanDuel if you want to bet it.
Yep. I'm going to go with Jake Berger in itty-bitty Yankee Stadium. By the way, that home run that Aaron Judge hit yesterday, what a freaking joke. I mean, wall scraper in right field that would not be a home run.
He's got a couple of those this year.
He's got a bunch of them every year. That's why everyone's, stroking the Aaron Judge all the time, and he's terrific. He's amazing, but he does play in the most ridiculous ballpark. I'm sorry, he does. And you can say, oh, Aaron Jones, he's jealous of Aaron Judge. No, I'm not.
How
I just hate
many?
the fact that Yankee Stadium is such a joke.
They've got that metric of doubters. So he has, what does he have? 16 homers on Baseball Savant. They've
I
got
would say probably 3 are doubters.
actually only two,
Okay.
But here's what's interesting. He's got the second lowest no doubter percentage of his career. So that says like absolutely no doubt. I think it's like 20 plus parks or whatever, or 25. Only 37% of his homers have been absolute no doubters across the board. Last 3 years, it's been 49% or higher. So that's something interesting maybe the betting market out there.
Look, Judge is having a fantastic season. I don't want to take anything away from him. I just hate that Yankee Stadium is so ridiculous. And I'm going to take advantage of it tonight with Jake Berger because Yarborough's on the mound tonight for the Yankees. And Jake Berger, you're getting more than 5-1 on him for a home run. And I think he's looked good since he's come back up. Get some support for Jacob deGrom. Big night in the Bronx for deGrom. That's what I think. I love that somebody just showed up into I think it was a Positive Grouch, came back into the chat, said, sorry, I'm late. Give me the recap. There's no way, Grouch. You missed a lot of weirdness.
Oh, yeah.
So
too long. TLDL. Cheers. Mamma Mia. Hog. Go to Welsh Twitter.
Max Velo.
Soto struggling.
Yeah. And Max Scherzer stealing money.
Money.
There you go.
Money.
We did it. There you go. Well, she's
Ain't
in a
it
musical
funny?
mood today. I like this. We're going to end on this. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Drop your comments below. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.
Money. Ain't it funny?
So who's
starting
the father
pitchers were
of the 3 guys, or is that going to ruin it for me?
The what?
Isn't Mamma Mia about like one of the 3
It
guys?
is. There's 3
Why is
dads.
Meryl Streep sleeping with all those guys? What's going on? Thought she was
It's a banger.
classy.